Good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, depending on where in the world you are at right now. You're watching the Geo Show, and I'm Geo Brandon. And if this is your first time watching the Geo Show, this is the show where I am traveling around the world, and right now I'm in Southeast Asia for 3 months, and you guys are choosing where I go and who I speak to and what I see. And today we have a special episode because we're going to go a little bit more low-key, and it's just going to be a question and answer session. So we have a panel of guests that are all kind enough to give us enough time to speak with them and ask them questions about Indonesia. A couple of things. Don't forget, our voting is about to end for what country we're going to next. So this month we have been in Indonesia for the past 23 days. I can't believe it's been that long. It's been an amazing experience so far. And April 2nd, next week, we're traveling to Thailand. So before April, you have the chance to vote for where we're going after Thailand. Right now, Cambodia is winning. So if you do not want us to go to Cambodia, then go vote for another country. And if you want us to go to Cambodia, go vote again for Cambodia. We also are leaving this week. In a couple of days, we're going to Komodo Island. We're going to visit a school and a library, and we're going to see Komodo dragons. How cool is that? So we'll have a couple really cool episodes coming up next week, probably towards the end of the week, because we might not have good internet connection there. And I would say we're not going to. Don't forget also, if you're watching this from the outside, you can send in your questions on Twitter, and I'll bring them up on the big screen just like this. And so I left a comment earlier that said, leave your comments or questions with the hashtag GEOshow. So just leave it with the hashtag GEOshow, and I'll be able to bring them right up on the screen. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and introduce some of our guests that we have with us today, and I'll let them say a quick, tell us guys, just tell us when I ask you, just tell us where you are right now, and how old you are, and what you do. So are you a student, or do you work somewhere? And also tell us your favorite flavor of ice cream. Favorite flavor of ice cream, because I love ice cream. So we're going to start with Richard. Okay, so Richard, you are live on the screen. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and what your favorite ice cream is?
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Richard, and I'm now studying at Surya University, majoring human-computer interaction. If you don't know Surya University is a university at Gading Serpong, Tangerang, that was built by Professor Johannes Surya, and yes, now I'm a college student, and my favorite flavor of ice cream is chocolate.
Chocolate. All right. Thanks, Richard. And Richard recruited one of his friends to join us as well, so I'm going to let him introduce himself. So, Didi, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what your favorite ice cream flavor is?
Okay, everyone. My name is Didi Van Houten. I'm studying at Surya University, same as Richard, majority of human-computer interaction, and I like strawberry ice cream. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Didi. I like strawberry as well, so I'll throw mine in there. And our last person with on our panel here is Steven, and so I'm going to let Steven tell us a little bit about himself. So go ahead, Steven.
Okay, thank you, Brandon. Hi, everyone. My name is Steven. I'm a Google Educator Group West Jakarta leader. Also, I'm working as a teacher at Dian Harapan School, West Jakarta. And yeah, I have met Brandon before, and Richard, and also like his friend. They are all amazing volunteers at our chapter. And also my favorite ice cream is chocolate. Chocolate ice cream. My favorite.
Right.
Okay.
So I love to ask that question, and I don't really like chocolate ice cream, but it seems that most of the world likes chocolate
Yeah.
ice cream. All right. So we're going to go ahead, and I'm going to ask you guys some questions that some students that are following GeoShow uh, went ahead and submitted some questions because not everyone can join us live. And I have a few questions from some students in Spain. And so I'll just start by going from Nicholas. And Nicholas says, what are your hobbies? So Nicholas from Spain wants to know, what are your hobbies? What do you like to do on your free time? And let's start with Richard.
What is my hobby? Um, I love playing music. I love playing violin, and also I like photography during my free time.
Mm-hmm. What kind of music do you
Mm.
play?
I play violin.
Violin. And how long have you played the violin?
I've been playing violin since I was grade 7, so it's already 7 years.
Wow. I tried to teach myself to play guitar
Mhm.
by watching YouTube videos. It hasn't worked out too well so
Mhm.
far, but I'll keep trying. And let's go over to Didi. So Didi, what are your hobbies? What do you like to do when you're not studying?
Mm, I like to hear music, uh, and I think I like to coding, make a program.
Wow.
That's all. Maybe I think.
Yeah. Okay. And what about you, Mr. Stevens? So what do you like to do when you're not teaching?
When I'm teaching, what I did is like watching movie, a Hollywood movie, and then also like browsing in the internet and playing social media, tweeting, Instagram, everything. Yeah, I'm kind of like social media geek and movie geek.
What do you have a current favorite movie?
For now, I think Big Hero 6 will be my favorite movie.
Mm.
The animation.
Right. Okay. And so we have another question from Spain, and this one comes from Pablo. So Pablo says,
Right.
"What are your favorite sports?" Okay. So are you guys sports fans at all? Let's go right back to Steven. So Steven, do you have a favorite sport?
I do swimming a lot. Swimming is my favorite.
Swimming? Yeah.
Swimming, yeah, that's my favorite sport.
Okay. And what about you, Richard? What is your favorite sports?
Actually, after go to the college, the university, I almost never do sport, but my favorite sport is badminton.
Right. You broke up. Was it badminton?
Yes.
Right. Badminton was. I was in Korea before coming to Indonesia, and it was a
Mhm.
huge, huge sport there. And what
Mm.
about you, Didi? What is your favorite sport, or do you have one?
Mm, I don't really have a favorite sport, but I like to play badminton too.
Okay. All right. So
Okay.
I have a question. So, I've been in Indonesia for 23 days now, and most of that was in Java. And
Mhm.
if you've been following the Geo Show, I started in Jakarta. That's where I met Stephen and Richard in person, and was an awesome experience. And then we went to Yogyakarta, and before coming to Bali. And it was a great experience, and we visited some cool temples. We just released a video today that we made at Borobudur Temple.
Wow.
So I want to know, what is your favorite place in Indonesia? So it can be a temple, it can be a beach. I want to know from you guys, because I only know the tourist things. Where's your favorite place to go in Indonesia? And let's go back to Richard. Richard, do you have a favorite place outside of Jakarta?
I think my favorite place is Raja Ampat, but I never been there.
You've never
Wow.
been?
Yes, I never been, but I think it's very beautiful.
Okay. What about you, Didi?
I think I like Prambanan Temple. The at there is very wonderful.
And you broke up at the beginning. What is that? Is that a city, or is it a temple or something?
Yeah, Prambanan Temple at Semarang.
Okay. And what about you, Steven? What is your favorite place or site to visit in Indonesia?
I love Bandung for several reasons. Have you ever visited Bandung before?
I
Oh,
have
really?
I have
Okay.
not.
Oh, really? You have not? Okay, you have to try because it's like it has a cold atmosphere there compared to Jakarta, which is very warm climate as you experienced here before. Bandung is very cold, and also they have like amazing culinary, a lot of food, and really original taste of Indonesia. It's part of our culture, and that you need to try. So that's why I think Bandung is my perfect place. Also, another reason is that they are have a lot of more green trees and like Tangkuban Parahu, objects, tourism. So I think this is really the perfect place for you to spend your holiday.
Mhm. All right, thank you. So we have a class joining us, and I'm going to let them introduce themselves in 1 minute. I'm going to say something first. So can we get our guest class, while I am talking, can you pick a volunteer to introduce yourselves and where you are from? And while you pick someone to do that, I'm just going to remind anyone that's watching from the outside, you can leave a Twitter comment, and I'll pull it up on the screen, like here. Just leave it for hashtag GeoShow, and I'll go find it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and go over to our guest class, and they're going to introduce themselves. So you guys are live now. Can you tell me where you're from and who you are? Here, let's start easy. What grade are you guys in?
First grade.
Was that fifth?
First grade.
Oh, first grade. Okay. And where are you from?
Texas.
That was really loud, and it sounded like really big voices. And so it must be from a place where everything's bigger, right? So is that Texas?
Yeah.
All right. So we have a first grade class joining us from Texas in the USA. All right. So just so you guys know, we are chatting with a few of my friends here in Indonesia. So we have, I'm going to bring up on the screen, Mr. Steven. Mr. Steven is a teacher here in Indonesia. So everyone tell Mr. Steven hi. All right. And we have Richard, and Richard is a university student here in Indonesia. Say hi, Richard.
Hi.
Okay. And one of Richard's friends, Dee Dee, is joining us as well, and Dee Dee is also a university student. And let's go ahead and give him a warm welcome. Say hi, Dee Dee.
Hi. Hello.
All right. And we do have one more class joining us as well. So they are going to introduce themselves as well. So as they pick a volunteer to tell us what grade they are in and where they are from, I'll go ahead and shoot it over that way in 1 second. So this is a reminder, if you're just tuning in, this is the Geo Show, and today's episode is just a question and answer episode where you get to ask our what you want about Indonesia. So what is their life like? What do they like to eat? Do they like video games? Whatever questions you guys want to know. So I'm going to go ahead and shoot it over to our other classroom, and you guys are live on the screen. So can you tell us what grade you guys are in?
Minnesota.
All right, so I call it Minnesota, and what grade are you in? First grade? Okay. All right. So we're going to go ahead and open it up to our classrooms if they have any questions. So let's jump over back to Texas. And guys, do you have any questions that you would like to know about Indonesia? Okay.
What do you eat?
All right. So what do you guys eat? So what is Indonesian food like? And let's start with Richard. Richard, can you tell us let's start with, what is your favorite Indonesian food? Can you tell us what that is?
Most of Indonesian food is spicy. Do you guys like spicy?
Yes.
And my favorite one is, it calls rendang. It's from Padang, Indonesia, and it's spicy, but it's very delicious. You have to try if you visit Indonesia.
Okay. So is it like a meat or vegetables and with rice? What kind of spicy food is it?
It's a meat, but the what do you call the ingredients is special from Indonesia, spicy.
It's just very delicious, right?
Yes.
Okay, what about you guys in Texas? Do you like spicy food? So a lot of them, yes. What about you guys over in Minnesota? Do you guys like spicy food? Okay, some yes. All right. So I'm going to stay with you guys in Minnesota. Do you have a question that you would like to ask?
Sorry, our microphone's bad. She's wondering if you have any gas stations. Like, do you guys have your cars run on fuel over there? Is kind of what we're wondering.
Okay. So we'll go. Mr. Steven, do you have a car?
No, actually, but I have motorcycle.
Okay. And so does your motorcycle run off, where do you go? Do you go to a gas station, or does your
Yeah,
motorcycle
we have.
run off something else?
Yeah, we still have like a lot of gas station, a lot of national gas station, and also there's other private gas station. A lot of gas station here in Indonesia.
One cool thing I've noticed about being here is because the motorbikes, they don't need a lot of gas. And so a lot of the stores on the side of the road will sell small bottles of gasoline. So you guys back in the USA, imagine like a 1-liter Coca-Cola bottle. So a store on the side of the road will have like 20 or 30 of these 1-liter Coca-Cola bottles full of gas or petrol. So you could just pull your motorcycle over and you buy one bottle at a time of gasoline like you would a Coca-Cola and fill up your motorbike and keep going. So you don't even have to go to a gas station. Okay, great question, guys. Let's go back to Texas. Do you guys have another question over in Texas?
There are astronauts. Astronauts. There's astronauts.
You have astronauts.
Yeah.
Astronauts?
Oh, okay. So,
To space?
Yeah.
okay, does Indonesia have an space program? Do you guys have Indonesian astronauts? Let's go with Didi. Do you know this one?
Lapan. I'm forgot about that name, but I think it's called Lapan. Lembaga Antariksa. Okay, I think I'm forgot about the names.
Okay, you're breaking up, Didi. So I'm gonna jump over to Richard real quick. Richard, do you know if Indonesia has any astronauts? Do you guys send people to space?
I have no idea about it, but I think there's organization at Indonesia. It calls Indonesia National Institute of Aeronautics and Space. Maybe yes, they do some research about it, but until today there is no Indonesian that ever go to the space. Maybe because our technology is not as good as yours.
Okay, so if you heard them right over in Texas, great question. So they're working on it and they have an aerospace program, but they have not yet sent an Indonesian to outer space. So really cool question. I never even thought to ask that one.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
great question. Let's go back over to Minnesota. Do you guys have another question? Okay.
You guys have a system.
He's asking about a video game system. You guys play video games over there?
Okay. All right. So, do you guys have video game systems? All right. So, do you have like PlayStation or Nintendo, or do you guys mostly play computer games? I'm gonna add that into his question. So, do you play on computer systems or do you play computer games? Let's go to Didi. Didi, you like playing games?
Yes, I like to play computer games.
Okay. What about you, Richard?
Actually, I don't really like to play game at computer, but I usually play game at my cell phone, like Flappy Bird, Cookie Run, and something else.
All right. And what about you, Mr. Steven? Do you play games at all?
I used to play PlayStation back then when I was in college, but now, yeah, Nintendo as well. But now I think the era has been moved to Android, like just Richard said, that we have a lot of game in our Android and our system. So, yeah, I think I play game at my cell phone, my smartphone.
Okay. Right. Awesome. Another great question. I do not like playing video games. So I used to play Tony Hawk a lot, way back in the day. The first Tony Hawk, ancient times. Okay. So let's go back to Texas. Okay, so our class in Texas. Let's pick another really cool question you guys might have.
Also, question.
There's dogs,
You have,
puppies.
you have to ask louder.
There's some doggies. Dogs. Yeah, doggies.
Okay, so what kind of pets do you have?
Yeah, the doggies.
Dogs? Do you guys have dogs as pets?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, I got you. All right, so we'll start with Mr. Steven. He may have a pet. I don't know. What kind of do you guys have dogs as pets, or what is the most popular pet in Indonesia?
Well, I used to have a dog when I was in primary school, a dog, and also a rabbit, fish, yeah, a lot of pet. But yeah, I think the most popular pet here, I think it's still dog, or some people also like have a chicken there, and yeah, in some village area, chickens and duck. I think yeah, that's all what common in Indonesia.
Right. And what about you, Richard? Do you have a pet?
Um, I have a pet. I have dog, but he's not here right now. I think the most popular pet in Indonesia is dog. But today, some of Indonesian young people love to um, love the kind of pet like insect or reptile,
Oh,
like snake and lizard, something like that.
All right.
Some
And
of Indonesian young people,
okay.
but I don't like it.
And what about you, Didi? Do you have any pets?
No, I don't have any pets because my friends don't like it, and I'm live with my friends, and yeah, so I don't have any pets.
Okay. And I have another quick question that I had from our classroom in Spain. And Bella from Spain wants to know, uh, how long do you have to test and how often? So I think she wants to know how often do you have big exams in school? And we can ask Mr. Steven uh, about school, secondary school, and then maybe we can ask our university students about university. So let's start with Mr. Steven. Mr. Steven, at your school, how often do you test, and when are the big tests?
well, each year we have like two tests. It's really like a midterm test and final exam test. And also at the end of the school year, no, it's each 3 years we have like our national exam in junior high school and at the end of the senior high school. So I think there are a lot of tests in here as well, besides the daily test that we are doing in each lesson.
Okay, and Richard, what about in university? When do you guys take tests in university?
Maybe not a big difference from the secondary school. We have in one semester we have 6 months, and at the mid semester we have the midterm test. Is at our first 3 months, and at our the last days of our semester we have final tests. But every week or every 2 weeks or yes that time we have some quiz.
Okay. All right. Great. And looks like someone's ready to ask a question over in our Minnesota class. So I'm gonna go ahead and shoot it over to you guys.
Do you guys play hockey or soccer?
Do you play what or soccer?
Hockey. Soccer.
You say hockey?
Yeah,
Yes.
hockey. Like, what kind of sports do you guys like over there?
Okay, so do you guys in Indonesia play hockey? And I'm assuming ice hockey from our Minnesota class. So do you play ice hockey or soccer in Indonesia? And
Hockey or soccer?
Hockey. Hockey.
okay, what about? Does anyone want to answer this one, Mr. Steven? Do you guys play soccer or football?
Yeah, we
in
play.
Indonesia?
We play a lot, soccer and football. That's the most popular game and popular sport in our schools. Even adults still playing. But I don't think we have hockey, ice hockey, because we don't have any like snow in here. We are tropical climate here, so I don't think we have hockey is not very popular here. Yeah.
Okay, so no hockey, but they have lots of soccer, or what they call it in the rest of the world, football. Okay. And what about over a class in Texas? Do you guys have another question?
Do you have animals there?
Sí, they said we have dogs. Another question, guys. Juliana,
What do you do over there?
for fun? What do you do for fun?
Okay, what do you do for fun? I'm going to start with Dee Dee. Okay, Dee Dee, what do you do for fun outside of school?
Traveling. I think I like to traveling to a new place to see the beautiful of Indonesia.
Okay, so you like to travel?
Yes.
And do you have, what's the last place that you traveled to in Indonesia?
Ellos se la pasan viajando en la misma isla.
The last place I visited is Bandung.
Bandung. And can you tell us, because we don't know, what is Bandung? Is it a beach or a city or?
Bandung is a city in West Java. Bandung is Palace van Java. Do you know Palace van Java?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but Bandung is called Bandung is called Palace van Java by people.
Because of the art?
Pardon me?
Why is it called the Paris of Java? Is it because of the art?
No, because Bandung is a city of fashion in Indonesia.
Okay, cool. So did you hear that, guys? He said that Bandung is a city, and you can kind of think of it as like the Paris of Indonesia or Java, because everyone's really fashionable, and I'm assuming a good place to go shopping. So what about you, Richard? What do you like to do for fun?
Actually, there's almost no free time anymore when I enter university. But sometimes if I have free time and I do for fun, I love making video, making YouTube video, making short film. That's what I like.
Okay, so making YouTube videos. Do you make like movies or music videos? Is there any kind of videos that you like making the most?
I like any kind of video, but I like the most is short film because it can we can share what we thought there, and we can write a story and make the plot and movie from it. It's really wonderful.
Okay, and let's go back over to Minnesota. Okay, Do we have another question?
Read this. We have to go, but thank you for letting us. Thank you for answering our questions.
We have to go, but thank you for answering our questions, she said.
Okay. Thanks for joining us, guys. You have a great day. All right.
Bye.
So I hope they learned a little something about Indonesia while they were able to join us. What about you guys in Texas? Do you have another question for us?
How do you say dog in your language?
Duh?
Dog.
The dog.
Dog. Oh, I'm sorry. Dog. Okay. How do you say dog? Well, here's a pop quiz. Who watched one of our last Geo shows? Do you guys know how many languages they speak in Indonesia? Do we have any guesses in Texas?
31.
31?
32.
32? Here, a lot higher.
121.
121?
121. 121.
Okay, higher. Okay, they have over 700. Okay, so they have over 700 languages in Indonesia, and that's pretty wild. So even in Java, so Java's the main island, they have multiple languages. And so, I don't know, maybe they can tell us more than one way to say dog. So let's go, let's see what they have to say. So let's start with Didi. Didi, can you tell us how to say dog in Indonesian?
Dog, a puppy, or in Indonesia, dog is called by anjing.
What by anjing?
Anjing. Anjing. Oh, puppy.
Okay. Did you guys hear that? You're breaking up with me. Let's go to Richard. Richard, can you tell us how do you say dog in Indonesian?
Let's see if we can listen.
In Indonesian language, we call dog is anjing.
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 In other Indonesian language, in Javanese, we call asu.
Asu. I like that one. Asu.
Only that language that I know. The other 680, 698, I don't know.
So can you try to say that for us in Texas? Whoa. Good job. Now you only need to learn 698 more and you can know all the ways to say it in Indonesia.
Well, Brandon, we have to go. Thank you for hosting us and answering their questions.
Oh, no problem. Thank you so much for joining us.
Okay. Bye, guys.
1 minute. 1 minute.
All right. Can you guys say thank you to our guests? All right. So we are going to go ahead and sign off the broadcast here because we are approaching 45 minutes. And if you're watching this now or later, I hope you learned a little bit of something about Indonesia from our wonderful guests that joined us today. And make sure you're following GeoShow. Go to geoshow.tv to vote on where to send us next. We are headed to Komodo Island over the next few days, and then we'll be headed to Thailand. And so I'm excited about Thailand and super sad to leave Indonesia, but I know it's going to be a terrific journey. So we're going to go ahead and sign off here, and if you guys want to go ahead and wave us off, give us a big wave goodbye. everyone. Richard, Steven, we're going to say goodbye. And
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. See ya.